Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's Queer Games. Heck yeah! Um, we've got a pretty cool game today, I suspect. I've seen it sort of slowly coming up my list. I've got a list of randomized games that I'm working my way through as part of the Queer Games Festival. And we're into like the 60s now. Not every game has run, so there's probably not a video for every game. But on my list, we're into the 60s, and I've just seen this game slowly moving up, and I've been getting more and more excited, just based on the name. He hecked the girl out of me. Um, in the context of queer games, I think that's pretty much the most amazing title for a game I've ever heard. Um, yeah, so I'm really excited. So let's get into it. I know nothing about the content, so if you don't like surprise content, look away. But with a title like that, and knowing that it's in a queer games festival, to me this is exactly why the festival exists. All right, press A to advance text and interactive objects. I'm going to try the controller as well. We're playing in the browser, so okay. Press arrows to move. Okay, yes. I mean it's a little bit wobbly. Maybe we'll try it. We'll just stick with the keyboard, I think. Okay, what is that? We're like a bird or something. We can't jump? No, okay. Alright, we're just walking around. Would you like to see trigger warnings? No? Let's be totally surprised. Oh, I don't see... I don't see, like, options. Oh. Would you like to see trigger warnings? Oh, okay, right. Okay, spacebar moved us on. Let's say no. The problem with talking about this is, once again, I know nothing about this game. I'm so excited. I don't know how people react. Oh. I told a close friend once when I was much younger. He developed an erection while listening to me. I've realized there isn't any good or bad. It's all just your perspective. I'm screenshotting as well while we're here. The purpose of Queer Games Heck Yeah is to grab screenshots. Also to entertain myself. Okay. There is no universal trauma. That's profound. That reminds me of that saying, all happy families are happy in the same way, but all unhappy families are unhappy in a different way. Some Russian writer, I think. For me, it was trauma. For him, it was erotic. That's great. Great art. Great animation. People react in all kinds of different ways. I probably shouldn't have come in so gung-ho chirpy. It's probably a very serious game. I'm sorry, this is too heavy. Not at all. I don't think I can handle this. I'm going to go. Ah, yes. I've been there and I've been that person. Sometimes you lose people. Telling people will always have costs. You took advantage of emotionally vulnerable, lonely men. You're a monster. Oh. What does that mean? Oh. Hecker. Oh, empty chair. I'm tired of living in fear of how people react. Good for you. Oh. Many in the transgender community regard sex workers as heroes. Rebels who claim power, have sexy experiences, and make tons of cash. Go ahead and continue to do so. Turn it into a career if you can. My negative experiences don't mean anyone should be punished for their desires. But please don't sexualize my trauma. It hurts when people I respect are turned on by my story and talk about it like it's any other kink. I'll be honest, when I was younger, and even now, I still need the validation of being wanted. But it neglects the truth. I hurt. I hurt so much from doing sex work. Wow, this game is even better than I thought it was going to be. I had something hecked out of me. When I did sex work, it died. Ever since then, I haven't been the same. In all the positivity, no one's acknowledged my pain. I'm not a rebel. I'm not sexy. I hurt, and there's a giant pit of shame. I fear every single person I meet. There are many different kinds of sex work. Each of them have different stigmas, different issues, and each individual reacts differently to each one. My experiences are only my own. They don't invalidate the positive experiences of others. Even if I was hurt, this game shouldn't be used as a tool to police others' lives. I mean, I have thoughts, but I'm not prepared to, like, you know. This is what I love about games, queer games. They raise questions. The truth is, unless you're paying sex workers, it's probably better to leave them alone. Those who want to help and those who want to punish both scare the heck out of me. Now, watch live count. Yes. I've always thought the police were against me. The fear of legal repercussions has led me to live over a decade in silence. I was silent because I was afraid of the consequences. Now that silence is killing me, I want to live, and I've decided to move forward regardless of what will come. The problem is, where do I start? Oh, I love this. It reminds me the sort of like, my inner world as a confusing maze. I guess there's a few games that touch on it, but there was that really big one, I don't know, 10 years ago. Um, oh, I wish I could remember the name of it. It's actually, the creator has withdrawn it from distribution, but it was good. That doesn't help any of you in any way. I'm sorry. This always gets where I get bogged down because there are financial details, untreated mental illness, culture, emotions, and choices that led to the decision. To get into those, it's a beautiful game. See, it's almost like a Bitsy game in that it's filling like there's a geometricness to it that I really love about these sort of forced perspective games that fill the screen. It's a little bit retro, like that low res style, limited color palette. But actually, I think it's more I think it owes more to like modernism than it does to retro graphics in a way. Like it's very sort of Mondrian. That like of the three artist names I actually know. The guy that does the all the rectangles. To get into those, make an incredibly messy, boring, unplayable game. You've come to the right festival. Trying to recall traumatic details and recreate things perfectly, I would never finish. Yes. If you wait to tell your story, you'll probably never tell it. The simplest explanation is this: they didn't accept me at the time. My family was poor. I was trans. I hated them at the time because of that and wanted nothing to do with them. I hit a financial issue. I didn't ask them for help. I made an impulsive decision. This was before the Affordable Care Act. Being transgender was considered both a pre-existing condition and a cosmetic condition, not covered under health insurance. This is very American conversation. Pre-existing conditions were a rule in health insurance that existed before the ACA. If you had a chronic condition, politics is art, art is politics, that developed before you signed on with your health insurance, they were not required to pay for treatment. Right, so they're saying if you're trans, it's a pre-existing condition, and you don't qualify for assistance or for treatment. It went for everything: HIV, cancer, depression, anything that could make you sick or hurt you. Welcome to Bull's Country Pharmacy. How may I help you? Oh, pick up hormones, look around. Um, if the first few times I went to a pharmacy for like gay male related stuff, I just wanted to get my stuff and get out of there as quickly as possible. I assume it's the same for other groups. Estradiol. Oh gosh, Spiro. Oh no, I'm not even going to try to say that. Apologies. After insurance, your total is $364.76 for 1 month's supply. Being under 21, I was required by the university to pay obscene amounts of money for a meal plan. I learned that if I could raise several $100s, I could afford to opt out of it and get most of my money back. If I did that, I could afford hormones, even at their massively inflated prices. This is a hell of a story. A heck of a story. I would have to pay. I would have to pay to not eat. That's crazy. But if it meant transitioning, I'd do anything. The issue was that the issue was this was only allowed during a 1 week period, and I didn't have the money. Her name was Sally. She was one of the coolest trans women I'd ever met. Nothing fazed her. I had a massive crush on her. I'd come out to her as one of the first people I'd ever trusted. Sally, so you need to make 600 in a week. And yeah, can't you just use hormones illegally like everyone else? I know a place. I want to legally transition. I want to change my IDs and my name, and to get those things I need to do stuff right. Do you really think the government putting an F on a piece of plastic will save you? Save you? Well, if you need money quick, have you tried sugaring? Oh, sugaring. You go on dates with men who have money, and in exchange they reimburse you. You aren't required to do anything you're uncomfortable with. I'm actually going on a date tomorrow night. If you want to tag along. Hiya, guess what? My stepsister just turned 18 and she wants to join us tonight. Ooh. A man's voice said something. Oh, not yet. She's still a virgin. She's just curious about her big sister's job, so I thought she could shadow me. The man asked some questions. Oh, she's just like me, but she's just started a few months ago. She's adorable. There were more words. The jailbaitiest, but still legal. I'm wincing at the the guy existing, not at the presentation or the game. Sadly, I can imagine this conversation. Sadly, there's a ring of truth to this game. Um, I suspect it's autobiographical, but you can never really be so sure. It could just be really good, like writer. Um, but I suspect it's based on personal experiences. This is what I would love to do on Queer Games Heck Yeah, is get the devs on as well. It's just too much work. I must resist. Just how you like 'em. How could you say that? What? We're not sisters. Oh, it's okay. Guys find it hotter that way. And I can't be jailbait. I'm 19. He's over 60. He won't be able to tell the difference of a year or two. Honestly, you're still a child to him. I'm not a virgin. Uh-huh, sure, but you still act like one. Oh. I can't do this. You're the only person I've ever really dated. Well, that's kind of the appeal. Who doesn't want an adorable nymphette to corrupt? Ugh. I mean, that's interesting. The previous game we played on Queer Games Heck Yeah is the picture of Dorian Gray. The something of Dorian Pink. We'll just call it Dorian Pink. And it's a sort of a remix, a new take on the picture of Dorian Gray, which is like a 100-year-old novel, 120-year-old novel about that very topic. So once again, Queer Games Heck Yeah has thrown up a pair of games sequentially um, that are kind of thematically similar, but the presentation is completely different and the tone is completely different. That's not helping me. That's really interesting, actually, because literally Dorian Gray is kind of about the corruption of innocence. Like that's almost its entire oeuvre. And here we have this kind of like main character who is really an innocent person in a desperate situation. It's not helping me feel okay about this. Welcome to sugaring. But don't worry, most of the natal guys do it too. Girls do it too. Natal. It's super common and normal. Okay, I'm just gonna duck duck go that term because I don't know everything. Natal job. Teenage girls, maybe. This is a learning moment for me. I think it means like assigned female, male at birth, maybe. All right. I think we can muddle through. I can't do this. Don't worry, you don't have to do anything. We're just going to go to a party. You just tag along, be yourself. Afterward, we'll go to a hotel room. You can hang out in the car or outside the door while we do our thing. I won't let anything happen to you. You're going to be fine. I mean, Sally is an interesting character. The Florida summers were brutal. Sally and I would usually hang out at the local mall. Mel? Mall. We liked to wander the halls while we talked. Oh. Oh, I love this pairing thing. Okay. As we moved the character around, both the characters were like joined at the hip. I, that was very cute. Alright, let me go over the rules. Almost everyone wants affection. To feel wanted, loved. Not me. Women hire therapists. Men hire sex workers. Sa- Sally is. She's giving me. Did you ever watch Oliver? The barmaid? Sally's giving me barmaid vibes. Um, Women hire therapists, men hire sex workers, but it's basically the same thing. Oh, ouch. Don't get attached or feel bad for them. You're kind, Anne, and you want to love everyone, but these men prey on women like you. You can't have any kind of healthy relationship with them. Yes, I don't think you can have a healthy relationship uh, based on that phone call, really. They want to take as much from you as they can. You need to do the same. Whenever anyone offers anything of value, you take it and you keep it. Never be someone who gives, be someone who takes. Wow. Once you've taken, you don't owe them anything. You don't owe them anything. You haven't agreed to. Don't try to be yourself. Let their imagination remake you into the girl they want you to be. Oh. I wish I'd screenshot that line. That was really good. This should be obvious, but if anything happens, don't go to the police. The police won't hesitate to jail you for being a sex worker. The expected punishment for any trans woman in a jail cell is rape. Don't use your real name. Some of the men could end up stalking you if you're not careful. I mean, that's good advice, really. It also leads to breadcrumbs for law enforcement. What you're doing is legal. Is legal. You don't want to connect it to your life. I mean, different parts of the world have different laws regarding sex work. I think in large parts of America it is illegal, but in large parts of the rest of the world it is legal and regulated. Um, it's a terrible situation. Make up a name, a different life, and remember, no one can ever know. But above all else, smile. You'll get to eat some fancy food and see some interesting things. Try to enjoy it, but even if you can't, don't ever let on that you're unhappy. Most guys won't be into it if you're super obvious about being traumatized. Just act normal. Now, you're hungry, right? You need to get used to taking things from others. It doesn't come naturally to a lot of people. So I want you to do a simple activity. Go around the food courts. I want you to take samples from them. Keep taking samples from them even if they look uncomfortable. Don't stop until you get one of them to say no. I think you'd be surprised how much you can push the average person around before they say no. And remember, they're offering. Their job is for you to take from them. Oh. I thought we meant to go up to people's tables and just take their chips. And I was like, I can get on board with this. But if it's just the free sample thing, yes, you got sample. Um, let's do it again. Would you like a sample? Yes, you got sample. If you aren't going to buy, then go. Okay, that's enough. You can come back now. All right. Oh, no, I want more. I want more free samples. Okay, that's... Oh. How may I help you? You aren't going to order anything, are you? Would you mind at least listening to me whine? Um, well, we've only got half an hour of each game, but I do love a good wine. Opening a restaurant was my dream, so I dropped out of college to open one here. My parents used their retirement money to fund it. The guy handing out samples was my friend. I owe him weeks of pay. Other than the lunch or dinner hours, this food court is dead. During these times, I watched people shop at multiple restaurants to get the cheapest drink or food. There is no appetite for expensive, high-quality food here. I'm trying to hold out until Christmas, but if things don't turn around, then I'll have to leave the country. It's funny, right? Go ahead and laugh. Just take a sample and get out of here. Oof. This is a dark world. This is okay, but I feel like you can do better than this. I worry about you, Anne. Well, I think you know the deal now. Tomorrow your job is going to be to show our new friend the best possible time and get him to like you. It should be pretty easy since I'll be there to support you. I'll make sure everything goes okay. Sally, he's waiting for us. Sally, he's waiting for us. I'll see you inside. Our main character being like a ghost is... So everybody else is quite human looking, and we're kind of this ghost, but also we're kind of a comical ghost. It's a good choice, it works. That dithering is my effect of the year. I'm over low res. I'm over posterization. Um, yeah, I'm all about the dithering now. It's a sort of early 90s effect. Oh no, I can't even say that. Are you going in or not? Okay. I got confused momentarily. There's this very loud noise behind me. He asked to see my ID. You're underage. Is that a problem? Hold out your hands. He drew huge X's on both of my hands. We'll throw you out if you even touch alcohol. What? That is so messed up. What the hell? It's very stigmata. This is my Catholic upbringing. Oof. Your goal is to get him to love you. Oh, screenshotting that. To me, this is a perfect moment in a game, right? Because we know the circumstances that brought us here. So if you just took this out of context, it's a piece of art. Your goal is to get him to love you, and you're just a ghost surrounded completely by a void. I think that's super beautiful. But then also combined with, we know the story leading up to this moment. Answer his questions carefully. Okay. Yeah, see, that's what I mean about it being a sort of early 90s aesthetic, because it's almost like a Windows 3.11 window, or like an Apple window with a little X, or an Amiga. It was hard to hear anyone in the club. Oh, no, it's strobing those lights. Okay, that's probably what the trigger warning was about, strobing lights. It was hard to hear anyone in the club. Sue, a voice called out. A man approached with Sally behind him. You must be Candy's sister. Cindy's sister, Candy. Yep, that's me. Wow, you're cute. Give me a hug. Oh, ugh. His hug felt warm. It made me miss my family. I didn't realize how much I wanted to be loved. Yeah, maybe things will be okay. This might actually be a nice experience. Oh. We sat down inside the club. He sat between us. They said some things. Introductions were made. I'm an academic. Are you in high school or college? If you're asking your date that question, rethink your life choices. This isn't even a date though, really. Okay. Oh, I love this. This is. I'm such a massive fan of games giving you like terrible choices to make because keep in mind, it is like not, even though this is autobiographical, it's this game isn't real. All right. Well, bad decisions make good drama. I tried to answer, but my voice was too soft. Nod your head. They both laughed when I nodded my head. He stood up. I tried to understand him as he repeated himself. I'll go get drinks. Sally leaned against me. He likes you, Anne. Sally. He came back after a few minutes with drinks. Sally's looked amazing. It was sort of a bright red drink in a plastic cup. That doesn't sound amazing. Mine was just a Coke. Well, you say Coke, but the screen suggests a Pepsi. Although I'm led to believe in different parts of America, we call them soft drinks here. Soft drinks, maybe just all soft drinks are Cokes in Florida. Like whether it's a lemonade or a raspberry or an orange aid. Sally did not seem happy with our drinks. In fact, she seemed enraged by them. She snatched my drink away before I could taste it. Who the heck do you think you are? What a great screenshot. You're hecking paying us. You don't have to do this, heck. A hecking Kool-Aid rape drink and an open Coke? How stupid do you think we are? Oh no. They argued for a few moments and Sally stomped off. You mouthed that you were sorry to the man. He squeezed your arm comfortingly. You didn't always understand Sally. Sometimes it was like something was broken inside of her. You wanted to explain this to the man, but it was too loud and he seemed unfazed by it. He shifted and his hand moved on top of my thigh. It slowly started inching up. This is what I was supposed to do. Should I stop him? Oh, we're in for a penny, in for a pound with this game. We're going as dark. We're going as deep and as dark as it'll let us, because I think that's what the point of the game is. Instead of making a choice, I kind of just went limp. Sally came back. In an instant, his hand was gone from my thigh, but I felt internally something had passed between us. She set the drink in front of me and whispered something in my ear. If you let that Coke out of your sight for even an instant, I'll kill you. Things calmed down and they talked a bit. I kind of just sat there in a trance. I barely remembered what was said. Sally seemed to have cheered up considerably. Going to dance, okay? I nodded. He asked something. My name was mentioned. Sally shouted, yeah, it's her first party. They went off. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. Yes. During a lull in the music, two men came up to me. Hey, we've been watching you guys for a while. We just really wanted to know, is that your dad? Oh. Yes, they could be police. Yeah, he's my dad. Baseball hat man. Oh, okay. That cool then. Thanks. They walked away after that, leaving me alone. Oof. My stomach was twisting in on itself by the time they came back from dancing. You okay? Um. Oh. Is Sally our friend or not our friend? I'm loving how this game is making you not trust anyone. I mean, loving is the wrong word. No, I mean, as an adult, I feel like I actually can separate my experience reading a book or playing a game with mature themes from actual reality. And so I'm going to say I actually am loving this game. I'm loving that it's dark. I'm loving that it's actually making me feel real things. I'm loving it's putting me in a difficult situation. I'm not loving that I'm doing it on stream. But yeah, I don't trust Sally. Good, that's what I wanted to hear. Hey, we're done here, so we're heading out. The man went to pay his tab. Sally and I left to get some fresh air and wait for him. I'm a slow reader, but also the font is a little It's very big on my screen, so my eyes have to travel very far to get all the words. So if I'm stumbling, I've got reasons. Thank you, girls. He doesn't look 60. I've got to say, he looks fabulous for 60. I haven't had a night that good in years. Ooh, something about the guy was moving. Something about something about the way he was moving set off alarm bells in my head. Move? Um. Oh, bad decisions make good drama. He fell on us? Oh no. Well, I mean, we knew that was happening. You're so beautiful. Yes. I'm feeling the. Yes. Thank you. I felt someone staring at me. I looked over. They knew now. Oh, the scream thing. That's good. Oh. Sally. Hotel? Man, hotel. Sally, hey. Sally, snap me back to reality. Come on, we're leaving. Having those guys see you, that's a bit rough. I couldn't really hear anything. I thought it would be more dramatic, but it just ended up sitting outside the room while they. Yep. Why am I doing this? There's a lot of reasons. I want to transition legally. How else will I afford surgery? Hormones. Who'd hire a trans woman to work for them when they could hire a straight? I think on some level, I want to prove to myself that I'm a girl. If a guy could want me, even pay money for me, it means I pass, right? Hmm. Like, I'm pretty. I'm not just a freak. I want to show Sally that I'm like her. I'm cool and I don't give a heck about anything. I'm just as tough as her. And just like her, sex doesn't mean anything to me. If my family won't help me transition, then screw them. Heck them? Screw them. I don't need any more. I'll just get guys to shower me with money and I'll be okay. I'll be okay. I'll be okay. Okay, okay. Yes. Music. Oh, phone. Phone ringing. It's my mum. Hey, honey, how you doing? Um, oh, all right. Let's reach out. I'm okay. Oh, wait. Oh, I thought I said we. Oh, well, maybe I clicked the wrong thing. Listen, I know you're upset that I borrowed money from your tuition, but I need to pay the power bill. I'll have it back in 2 days when I get paid. I need that money now. Tyler, I couldn't let them turn the power off. It'll be okay, trust me. I need the money for hormones. I love you and I'd do anything for you, but I'm not going to give you money so that you can wreck your body. Um, uh, the other day we played a game on Queer Games Heck Yeah called Talking to Your Dad, and I really loved that game because there were tough conversation choices, but they were tough in a different way. They were just tough in that because you were sort of stuck in that role of like well-meaning but not understanding, but some things had to be said, kind of awkwardness, and it was delightful. And here we have another game in the festival where it's like a parent-child talking, and it's as difficult in a similar way. Like it's a similar difficultness, but for completely different reasons. How good is that? Well, I'm a bit of a peacemaker, but we're here. I've always said on stream, we'll try and make the more dramatic choice. I want you to know that I'll always love you if you ever need help. I mean, we literally just asked for help. I'll always be there for you. Be safe. I hung up on her. I couldn't take it. I think that conversation, I don't know if there was much branching in that conversation. Probably got to go back now. Oh, let's go to the vending machine. Yes, I'm trying to break the game. Oh, okay, wow. I don't know what any of these are. Mint, chip, liquid, cream, box, chip. I do like chips. The worst thing in this machine. Flavorless. I'm still hungry enough to want them. I can't afford it. Yes. Okay. I give up. I can't afford any of this. Yes. We're going home now. We got together. We got into the car together. She threw a handful of bills onto my lap. Here's your cut. 150. He wants to see you again. He has clothing he wants you to wear for the next date. I'll bring it to you tomorrow, then I'll drop you off at your date with him. It's $200 next time. Plus, you can keep the clothing and jewelry. It should be enough. Are you in? Yeah. Good. I risked a lot bringing you along, but it's really easy money once you get used to it. Maybe after this is all over, you can keep doing it with me. We'll be able to afford nice things. Clothing, textbooks, a few nice meals. Sally, I think I love you. Oh, Anne. Sally paused. I don't love anyone. That's okay. I don't need you to love me back. I just wanted you to know. There's a limit to how much I can explain because nothing I create can truly replicate what I went through. But before we move on, I want you to at least know about Sugar Me. Oh, and a bit of glitch art to take us home. With our clients, there is no sex work. Sugar Me is where I found those clients. There were essentially two kinds of people on Sugar Me. The rare people who wanted to hire you, and then the role players. They want to talk to you, eat up as much attention as possible, and then get off. To survive, you needed to differentiate between these people. I can't simulate this with any true justice, because it was mostly just an endless, traumatic, boring waste of time. I can imagine. What can I do? What I can do is approximate it. I have set up a magical computer. It travels across time and space to connect you to Sugar Me back then. You'll get questions beamed to you from the past by potential clients. Now this is super interesting. I do wonder about how do we recreate old web experiences or older internet experiences. I don't think films can do it quite just yet, although I never rule out other art forms for recreating the feel of using the internet. I would never have thought they'd be able to do the pop-up message things, but now you see it in films all the time, TV all the time. They've nailed it. I think computer games are probably a really good choice for recreating the experience of being on the internet. What I'm saying is, you know, amazing. This game has got a lot happening. How would you have answered their questions? Could you have satisfied them? When you are tired of reading through the inbox, feel free to move on to the next room. Alright, 1 to 11, text only, okay. Message 12. Yummy, yummy, yum. Look at that body, that face, so young, you're so pure. Imagine what I could do molding you into a proper woman. How would you like to become my slave? I promise I'll make you a proper mistress. Message 13. Rinse me in your hot pee. Message 14. I'm a failed male. Please humiliate me and laugh at my cock. Oh dear. I deserve to be sissified. Message 15. I can't believe I'm reading these out. Water. Oh. I can only be fulfilled through permanent total SRS as your canvas. I'll give you everything. Please make me into your ideal wife. Message 16, pet play, question mark, question mark, question mark. Question 17, are you real? Message 18, you were too young to be doing this. You should stop. Message 19, I need to be sissified and have my life taken over. Message 20, heck in my mouth. Come in my mouth, heck in my mouth. I don't know what words we're hecking and what words we're just allowing through. Boy, question mark, question mark, question mark. Pretty white girl, bikini, panties, mistress, yummy, headphones. Message 23, please make me into a proper sissy girl. Um, I kind of wish we'd done 1 to 11 and 7 to, and 72 onwards. Because I reckon that's probably where the, start, finish, and start big and finish big as well. But they're really quite confronting. And we are way over our half hour. We'll do 70 to end. But then we've got to go. Maybe I won't read them out loud. Well, I don't know. Look, let's commit it. We're here. Message 72. I want to be shaped and forced to have surgery and hormones to become the perfect own slave. Message 73. I'll obey whatever commands you send me. No limits. Please order me. Exclamation mark. Message 74. I want you to rape me. Even when I beg you to stop, I want you to continue taking me. 75. Show me your tits. 76. Feet. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Message 77. Wow, it's a lot. Will you inflate a balloon for me? You should pay me to have sex with you. Can you castrate me? Alright, well, brutal. Brutally honest. Love it. He's waiting, you should go. Oh, no. I kind of don't want to go at all. This is difficult for me to say, but what happened before was bits of memories pulled from years apart, fragments smashed together so that you could understand. Artificial people condensed into each other to protect their and my identity. The problem is, as I get closer to the truth, my memory fails. Things become more fragmented, more painful. My ability to translate the things that really hurt into something understandable decreases. All I can offer past this point are fragments. It's the story of my first time. Oh no. Oh. I choose my favorite restaurant to meet with. Well, curse you for being such a good game, because normally with other games, I would just stop them right here and go, we've gone 40 minutes into it, 45 minutes, and I have to move on, but I guess some games just command your attention, So we're gonna keep going, but um, we're gonna keep going just because how can we not keep going? I chose my favorite restaurant to meet with him. I knew that was a mistake the moment I sat down with him and the waiter brought us our drinks. I could tell by the way he looked at us that he knew exactly what we were and what we were going to do. At that moment, I knew. For the rest of my life, I would never get to eat here again. He seemed different when he wasn't drinking and partying. Smarter. I could believe that he was an academic. He told me about his wife, how he'd lost her in a terrorist attack in a country I can't remember, how he'd kept his love of cross-dressing a secret from his wife until the day she died. When they brought the food out, it was amazing, but I could barely eat it. I wondered if they spit in it before serving it. If they felt disgusted to serve food to people like me. He told me things. His sex history. Life in the Foreign Service. We finished eating. Ah. Oh, great dress, though. Right, I guess we just kind of walk out. Oh. Wait. Real ladies do not open doors. They wait for a gentleman to open the door for them. Sorry. It's fine. You'll learn. Ugh. 5 seconds later, I'd made the mistake of opening his car door. He made me get out, close the door, and then reopen it for me with a tisk. Oh, look at room? Oh, yes. Oh, he had almost no furniture or possessions that I can remember, but he did have a naked, sexy lady calendar. Something about seeing her smiling there made me want to cry. I still feel melancholy whenever I think about that picture. His stove appeared completely untouched. There was nothing in his fridge except takeout, orange juice, and milk. Go up the stairs. Alright. Ugh. Welcome to my secret room. Oh no. Run. Run. I keep everything locked inside the suitcase. Go ahead and open it. Oh. It was full of women's clothing. I'm a naughty little sissy girl. And I couldn't stay there, since I couldn't stop. I'm loving this art. Definitely captures the feeling. It says I couldn't leave or say no. I prayed for a magic spell that would let me leave my body. I wonder if that's part of why so many games in the festival have magical themes. There's an element of like trying to process things that have happened to us or things we feel. I left it to someone else. I dressed her because she did not have the courage to dress herself. I said the words that she needed to hear, because to her becoming a woman was a disgusting, degrading act. She serviced me, and we played out her servant fantasy. I see the ghost is holding the person that the John wants her to be. Is John the correct phrase? Finally came the pleasuring phase. To my surprise, after a while, I calmed down and came out of disassociation. I felt bored, I felt stressed, I felt uncomfortable. If the world was a good place, why didn't Heck or some angels come and stop this? More angel themes. Slight angel theme. We've had a bunch of angel references in games this year in the festival. Why didn't it just stop? It wasn't agonizing enough to be unbearable. It wasn't terrifying enough to reject it. There's there's a great realism to this game. It was boring and uncomfortable, and I wanted it to just be over. I mean, I'm loving it, but I do want it to be over. But it was my job to be pleasured. Eventually, I did feel pleasure. It was my job to, after all. It would be easy to say I was on the bottom, but the truth is my role was to be the attacker, to simulate violating the little sissy girl. I can't fathom how to wrap my head around the disgust, the violation, the anger, the boredom, the pain, all mixed with the pleasure. I just can't get it. Well, to the devs watching, if they ever watch this, I think you've done an amazing job, like synthesizing it all into this experience. I can't understand it. I think you understand it better than you think, maybe. He dropped me off at the campus. He offered to drive me closer to home, but I told him this was fine. I began to walk home. No dramatic music played. That's annoying because I finally got the audio levels right today for Queer Games. Heck yeah. That there's no music. Tragic. This little street scene as well. Just a lot of effort went into this game. I didn't feel different. Those long walks just through the neighborhood, right? After you've done something that you can't process properly. I was just here like I've always been. Yes. And and the street, it looks hollowed out, or it looks empty, emptier than normal, or it was never full. I don't know. It's like the street, you kind of expect the street to be changed because you've changed or you've been changed. or well, not change, but you've had this experience that's turned your world upside down, and then you're walking on a regular street, and the street's the same as it always was, but you're like, it's so cold that the street hasn't changed as well. But there wasn't some barrier cross where I changed forever. Hmm. Hmm. And maybe, the street hasn't changed, and so maybe you're like, oh, I don't know, no profound change, no knowledge, no sadness. I didn't feel traumatized. I just felt empty. Yes, that empty street feel. All I wanted to do was shower and sleep. The game is giving you a long walk. Mechanically, this game is also kind of impressive, I think, because it's kind of like it's giving you long empty spaces when it needs to, when that's emotionally appropriate. I just want it to feel clean again. When I made it home, everything was just where I'd left it. In the bar, in the restaurant, during our session, and on the walk home. His scent had clung to me. I smelled like him, his cologne. Ugh. I thought the shower would help. It made things worse. The scent became stronger in the warm shower air. I was desperate. I scrubbed, but I couldn't get his scent out. I scrubbed my skin raw, trying to get clean. Rubbing alcohol, dish soap, hydrogen peroxide, and soap. None of them helped. I could smell his body seeping into my bed sheets, my pillow, everything around me. Eventually, I fell asleep. It took a few washes and a few days until the scent was gone and I felt clean again. Epilogue. There is a line that stands out in my diary from back then. He hecked the girl out of me. He hecked. What is it? Oh, I see. They taught me if there was one thing that was degrading, it was being made into a woman. It made me hate myself. It took years before I could wear anything remotely feminine. I started identifying as non binary. Getting gendered as female would send me into a rage. Getting gendered as male would move me to tears. I hid in the safety of they pronouns. The only clothes I saved are the ones I did sex work in. I kept them because I was always afraid I'd need them. When I finally hit a point of knowing I didn't, I still didn't let go because I was afraid I'd forget. I didn't want to forget this pain. I didn't want to be okay. My body continued to transition. While estrogen doesn't really do much, some things change. I developed breast tissue and fat deposits in feminine places. I'd get angry about the effects of estrogen and how people would perceive me. Old, worthless, fat, unlovable, ugly. As I aged and became less sexually attractive, I'd get scared it meant I was going to die in poverty because in my brain, being attractive was the only way I could survive. I'm tired. I just want to be okay. I'm hungry. Oh, I love the little reflection. I love snacks. Junk food is the best. Let's pick out some snacks. Don't worry about money. I can afford anything here, as much as I want. What snacks do you want to get? Oh, plain. Oh, what snacks do you want to get? Plain? Oh, we'll get the nachos. Is that the wrong answer? What ice cream do you want to get? Oh, these are all terrible ice creams. Sandwich. What candy do you want to get? These are all terrible candies. What hot drink do you want to get? None of those. What hot drink do you want to get? None of those. Alright. Oh. What would you like to grab? Oh. Fancy chips. Pizza. Wings. Right now, do we walk out? Do we have to pay? Your total is 12 micro rapes. Most people think, oh, I wouldn't do that for $1 million. For me, I know exactly what I'm worth. This is possibly a really dumb thing to say. But since I started as an indie dev selling games, so often when I buy something, in my head, I'm calculating how many game sales that cost me. So, you go, you have to buy furniture or something, and you'll be like, oh, that's X number of games I had to sell. That's where my mind went, and I'm just sort of saying, I'm just being honest. This game's been honest with me. I want to be honest back. It's weird how um, it's a weird situation to be in, isn't it? For me, I know exactly what I'm worth. Since then, in my head, I automatically view all economic transactions in terms of micro rapes. Thank you. Have a good night. I find myself comparing every economic choice to what happened to me. I have trouble spending large amounts of money. My relationship with people changed as well. A present for you. You got a gift. Gift was worth 25 micro rapes. You now owe this person. You now owe this person. You owe them 0.25 sex. If you're a good person, you'll heck them if they want. You owe them. They paid. Now you have to love them. Do you like your gift? Oh, yes. So, yeah, I can see how this is a problem. Um, well, how can you like a gift if that's what it means? But then if you say no, you're going to hurt. Oh, well, we're going to say no. That's okay. It's the thought that counts. Thank you, I need to go. Since then, whenever someone is nice to me and gives me anything of value, I feel like I owe them. It's taken me years to get to the point where I can trust my platonic friends to give me gifts, and even then sometimes the guilt is hard. I feel bad. It's worse when it's someone I like. Oh my god, it's my crush. Here's a present. Do I have a crush on them because they gave me something, or do I genuinely like them? Hmm. Hey, want to make out? Oh. Do I like it because they gave? Oh, yes. But you've got to. At some point, you have to forgive yourself. Easier said than done, though. Oh, you only did it because you owed them. Oh, your love is a lie. You'll never love anyone. You can't love anyone. Did you enjoy kissing? We're gonna say no. No, I didn't enjoy kissing. What's wrong? You can tell me. Did I do something wrong? Oh, we really can't tell anyone our story. It's impossible to get help if you can't tell anyone why. This is why criminalization becomes painful. This is why stigma hurts. Shame isolates you. It eats into you slowly over time. Until suddenly, without noticing, the code of silence you kept for your own safety starts turning into the thing that's killing you. Well, once again, my mind instantly went to before I came out gay, like a long time ago. You know, that that barrier you put up to protect yourself starts to strangle you, I tortured that metaphor, but like, yeah, wow. Keeping you from getting help, destroying your ability to truly be alive. I sometimes wonder if everybody on the planet, like, is this like, it's a universal experience in that any human can have these kinds of feelings, I think. The question is like, does every human have it? And I don't know the question to that, right? I don't know the answer to that. Like, because everybody's got, I don't know. I mean, you can't be completely open with, like, I mean, the seagulls will get you kind of thing. I'm really garbling this. What point am I trying to make? Just does everybody on the planet go through a process where they've got things about them that they feel vulnerable about? And it doesn't need to be sex related or like, same sex attraction in my case. Just anything, right? And they feel they can't share it. But then at some point it starts to hurt them. Or was it always hurting them? Oh, I've really garbled this. I am getting tired. I don't know. I feel like I have a really important thought in there that I want to tease out for my own, like, what do you call it? My own kind of voyage of philosophy and discovery. It's not really appropriate for queer games, heck yeah, but just general life thing. Does everybody on the planet have that kind of hurt in them? And some of them just are still like hiding it? Or are there people who, or is it just a small, like a subsection of humanity? Because what if we're all carrying around hurt and we just one day just decided to kind of like let it go? I don't know. I'll ask my mum. Destroying your ability to be truly alive, to exist. Before you know it, you're trapped in the shell you made. What do you tell your friends? What do you tell your family? The answer is, I haven't told my family anything. I don't intend to either. Oh. Some people, yes. Some people you can't talk to, I guess. It's not that I think my mum would hate me. It's that I think she would be hurt by what I did and blame herself. Yes. I mean, yeah. You can. Yeah, true. It was never about her and her suffering. I would love to know. Okay, I would. Like, obviously, this game could be just really good fiction, but I think that I'm going to assume that it's got autobiographical stuff. I'm not saying that the events in it happened in the sequence presented in real life, and as the game itself suggests, is that it's an amalgamation of a period of time distilled into a narrative to get across, and that there's a sort of big T truth to that. Um, where am I going with this? I don't know. Yeah, but I would love for the dev. I wonder if the dev's parents have played this, if their mum has played it. I think that would be really interesting to know. Um, I asked her to just not play my games. I'm a coward, but it's the best compromise I could do. None of this was anyone's fault but my own. Despite keeping it a secret, it did bleed through in how I acted. I eventually, for one reason or another, hit a breaking point. It would be the first of many. This is the story of the closest I ever came to telling her. Oh wow, I love that. I've just had this whole little conversation about like, oh, telling your mum. Maybe get your mum to play it. And then it goes, oh, I would never tell my mum. And then I'm like, oh, maybe you should get her to play this game. And then the next line is like, I would never get her to play this game. What flavor would you like? We've gone an hour. We're so far over. Like, we've we've got to keep going though. But I feel really bad. Um, Vanilla gets a bad rap, but I can't go past chocolate. What dip would you like? Oh, cherry. Mum, is everything okay? You can't say what's wrong. Your goal is to not lose your mum. Answer her questions carefully. Okay. Please just tell me what's wrong. I can tell you need help, but I don't know how to help you. Ooh, well, we can't answer that. I held everything in. Even asking for help felt like manipulation. I asked Sally about it earlier. She told me to just take every penny from my mum that I could. That felt wrong when I knew every penny mattered. Between exploiting my family and asking for help, all I could feel was the desire to die. It's the transsexual thing, isn't it? Yeah, it's the transgender stuff. The hormones make you act crazy. It's just estrogen. It'll be okay. How did it go? Fine. Just fine. Things were awkward. I've been saving up for a while. Yeah. I've almost got enough for a house. You come live with me. You wouldn't have to do anything, just exist. Why would you ask me that? Because I think I love you. Do you love me? I mean, we do. We did at the start, but I don't think so. Not anymore. Even if you don't love me, you'll come, right? I'll pay for everything you could ever want. Clothing, video games, books, nice food. How is that different from trying to buy me? Because I love you. Please, I'm scared I'll lose you. You're one of the best, you're one of the only things I've ever loved on this hecked up planet. One of the only things that's good. Please don't leave me. Sally, why did you want me to try sex work if I was so important to you? I didn't think it was a big deal. It was just sex. It felt like rape. Sometimes it felt like rape to me too, but I'd get over it in a few days. I thought you'd be the same, that you'd tolerate the abuse and move on. Sometimes you just have to have sex to survive. I didn't think it was a big deal. Sally was shaking. She spoke, her voice small. You're going to leave me, aren't you? Sally loved me, and she let that happen to me. That's what she does to people she loves. Oof, you wouldn't want to be Sally. I taught you everything I know. I made you. I gave you everything. Oh, what's that an image of? Everything I did was for your sake. Sally hiccuped. I'd never seen her act like this before. She's crying. Sally, please. This is the first time I've asked for anything from this world that I've really wanted. Please, please don't go. I left. There was a box where I kept my things, too painful for me to go through. I opened the box. No chaotic battles ensued. Nothing terrible happened. They were just objects. Clothes from when I did sex work. I lifted them up. Something was underneath. Socks from when I had surgery. My entire body tightened up. Bundled in the socks was a small box. Without opening the box, I knew exactly what it contained. An engagement ring. I'm not married. I've never been married. I left a lot of details out of this game to ensure it remained playable. I need to be able to finish this game. Will anyone ever love me again? A mentally ill and trans former sex worker with a hecked up relationship to sexuality. Looking at that box, the harder question to answer is this. Would I ever let anyone love me? I put the things unrelated to sex work back in the box. If I can, I'll face them on other days and other games. Okay, engagement ring. Mystery. Oh, it's the bin. After over a decade, I finally threw the clothing away. There was no dramatic music, nothing changed. I felt exactly the same as I had before. Oh, it's my past self. Past self. If anyone knew, I'd end up in jail. My family would disown me. I'll never have friends again. Why did I do it? I'm unlovable. I'm so scared I'm alone. I'll never be loved. The primary impulse of shame is to hide and isolate. I've spent most of my life believing that no one would understand me, accept me. I don't want to hide anymore. Hiding won't save me. I want to tell the truth, even if it is... I clicked on that too fast. I want to know the truth, even if it is... Scroll. Semi-autobiographical in a way. Thank you for playing my game to the end. Thank you for making it. Credits. Game by Taylor. Oh, Taylor McHugh. Okay, I do know who that is. Editing, Sophie. I don't want to read out, I'm not going to read everyone out, but made with funds from the Queer Games Bundle. I think Taylor is one of the organisers of the Queer Games Bundle, so that works out well. The problem with talking about this is, I don't know how people will react. Well, in this case, stand-up applause. Oh, we're back at the start. Yep. Okay. Well, there we go. That was He Hecked the Girl Out of Me. What a voyage. What a journey. I seem a little too pleased, don't I? I guess. Because that was incredibly dark. But, I mean, this is one of the reasons the festival exists. This is one of the reasons I play queer games. Is just because I genuinely believe I just genuinely believe in queer games. And I think this is a great example. It was just so honest. It really put you in a certain place and a certain time, and may ask very uncomfortable questions, very difficult questions. And foolishly, I read them all out on stream. And I just think it was really generous of the game devs to make this game, like, and give it away for free as well. This is real art. People want to be understood. I think there's a big part of art is about trying to be. Anyway, look, we've gone way over. The game said everything it needed to say better than I could ever say it. So I'm not going to kind of like go over the top and try and talk out the themes because I already did a bit of that during the stream. Not particularly successfully compared to the game itself, but it was artistic, it was meaningful, it was contemporary. It's just an amazing game. Why has not everybody played this game? Why is this not the most famous game of the year, really? Oh, the dev doesn't want to hear me say that. All right, thank you for joining me on Queer Games Heck Yeah, and I'll see you again in the future. Just doing the old switcheroo thing.